Okay, let's try this out. I am going to try doing something new. I've never done this before, so hopefully it works out. What I want to try doing today is, excuse me, I want to try drawing while I'm talking to you. So hopefully this works out good. Like I said, I've never done this before, so we'll see how this goes. Good morning. I hope everybody's doing well. I only have about a half hour before I need to get ready for work, so hopefully I can get this done in that amount of time. We'll see how this goes. I hope you guys like this. What I was thinking is I will just work on a drawing that I want to get done and just kind of talk to you guys at the same time. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Hopefully this works out okay. You can see everything okay. You can hear me all right. This is the first one, so it'll be a learning experience, I'm sure. So good morning. I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope you're feeling creative and inspired. Today I'm going to work on a mummy eye drawing. So I always try to do 7 of all the drawings that I do. And the reason that I do this is because I find that somewhere around number 3, 4, somewhere around in there, once I do a few of the same themes or the same subject matter, I feel my creativity starting to develop a little bit. And I don't know if it's partially because I don't have any kind of an attention span, so I start getting bored by doing the same thing, or I don't know exactly what the reasoning is, but I do know that somewhere around the 3rd or 4th drawing, I'll start to get where I feel more creative and I start trying new things, opening up a little bit. You know, all those sorts of things start happening. And they don't happen right away, not for me anyway, and I'm assuming most people are kind of the same. I don't start feeling that freedom until after I've done a few drawings. So that's why I always do multiples of the same drawing. It's also a way to develop your creative style, try new things, explore a little bit, experiment. I think by doing just one drawing of something, I think there's a lot more pressure to make it perfect. You know, it's got to be right. I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves as artists that we have to come up with something. I don't know if it's trying to impress other people. I don't know what it is. I know we get a lot of times where you get that, like, you want somebody to validate your work, to tell you that what you've done is good, and to just kind of validate you as an artist. And I think that's wrong for a lot of different reasons. But above everything, the reason that I think it's wrong is because the time you spend working on your art, your creative time, and the time you spend doing your paintings, drawings, whatever it is, it's not just drawings, but it could be paintings, ceramics, it could be anything. That time should be about you and what you get out of it, and not needing to be justified or validated by anybody else. There's a lot of people out there that and I don't know what they get out of this, but apparently some kind of benefit from it. But you get where these people get on the internet and make comments about, oh, you're not even that good. You know, you should wait until you're better before you start posting in groups or whatnot. And I don't know what's wrong with those people, to be honest. They obviously are out to hurt someone. I don't know what they get out of that, but I don't think it matters if anybody approves of your artwork or if they like it. If you're enjoying the time that you spend on your drawings, to me, that's what really matters. When I do my drawings, I'm not doing them for anybody else. I'm doing them because I find it relaxing. And so, for example, right now, and these aren't the pens I would normally use. I picked them up from, I think I got them at Michael's. There was a pack of them. I think they came in like a pack of 8 or 10 or something like that. A bunch of different sizes, different styles. There was some brush pens. They're not the best quality. They work out okay. But when I do my outlining, I like a heavier, like a thicker outline to my drawings. But I don't use a thicker pen because I find it very therapeutic to thicken the lines like I'm doing right now and just going over them again and again. For whatever reason, I find it very therapeutic. So I tend to use not a real thin point. This one's a 0.5. But I could definitely use something a lot thicker and it would save me time. But for whatever reason, I find it very relaxing to thicken the lines. I always have. And I don't know why. It's, to be honest, I haven't given it that much thought. I know I like it. There's a lot of times where I keep thinking, well, I should just grab a thicker pen to outline. And I've done that a couple times. And for one, I don't like the looks of the thicker ones. The ink's different. I don't like, it's not quite as dark and it's not as sharp. But I also enjoy this process of going over my lines and making my lines thicker. I'll tell you a little bit about what I'm using here. So normally, this is what I do my drawings on. As you can see, it's been used quite a bit. This is a foam placemat. I'm using this instead because I thought all the colors on that other one might be distracting. So I thought maybe this foam placemat would be better for filming purposes. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Mostly I just use it because when I do my marker part of this, it'll go off the edge of the paper, and I don't want to get marker all over the table. So I use something just for, for the edges, bleed through, whatnot. These are artist trading cards, which I do a lot of my work on. I actually primarily use artist trading cards. And what I do is I cut them out from cardstock. So I have this craft paper, and I have a bunch of them that are just white cardstock. And I make them ahead of time. I cut them from a full sheet of paper. And then I have this corner punch. I like the looks of them with the rounded off corners. So I'll do that. And I usually have a stack of them sitting by my desk. And when I work on my drawings, they're already done. I do a bunch of them up ahead of time. Excuse me. And I just grab one and I can start doing my drawings. I've traded artist trading cards off and on for many years. It kind of goes in phases because it's not exactly time consuming, but it is a little bit. If you got the cards already made up, like I have a binder completely full of artist trading cards that I've made. And I started trading them again this last week. Like I said, I kind of do it off and on from time to time. And I really like it. I know a lot of people have told me that they don't like doing the artist trading cards, actually trading them, because they feel like sometimes the work that they get from other people, like maybe they don't spend as much time on their drawings as what they do. So they kind of feel like it's not so much an even trade. That doesn't bother me too much because I think for a lot of people, it's not that they're trying to be lazy or that they don't want to put the effort into their cards. And I mean, maybe it is. I don't really know. But I think it's more because their skill level isn't quite there yet. And maybe they're just in the process of working on making their art better. And the work that they're doing, it's, maybe that's just what they're capable of. Maybe they're not capable of anything more advanced than that. And artist trading cards is a really great way to practice. And they save time because they're smaller. So they don't take as long as if you're doing a full drawing. So even though these little mummy guys, there's nothing real advanced to these. They're pretty quick. I think they're cute. These were actually last week's challenge topic, and I did not get them all done. I was just enjoying the last little bit of summer weather that we're getting. There was some things I wanted to go out and do that I hadn't gotten to yet this summer. A couple places I wanted to go to, some day trips. So I kind of focused on that a little bit last week and kind of doing some things before the weather gets too cold. I'm not a big fan of the cold weather, but so I got a little bit behind on my drawings. So this is from last week's drawing, but either way, finishing up on these. But I did some trades last week. Actually, I did them for the last couple weeks. And again, they were drawings that I already had done. I had the cards already made up. And it was still a little bit time consuming. I did the trades on an ATC group in Facebook. And what I did was I just took 7 cards of the same theme or whatever you want to call it, topic, subject matter. I did the 7 cards. I put them in the Facebook group, just posted that they were hand-drawn and that they were available for trade. And as people reached out to me and said that they liked a specific card, I would go in, I'd look at their cards, and then we would trade. So it's not super time consuming, but at the same time, you kind of have to track, when you sent your cards out, when you received their cards. When you receive their cards, it's best to reach out to them and let them know, thank them, comment about the things that you like about the cards, all those sorts of things, just to kind of, show your appreciation to people. So it takes a little bit of time. If you get a card in the mail from somebody, you don't want to wait. You certainly don't want to wait a a week or a few days or anything like that to reach out to them to let them know that you got their card. It's something that you probably want to do right away. So it just, it takes a little bit of time. It doesn't take that long in reality, but it's just one more thing that has to be done in kind of in a set time frame, sort of. So I'm taking a break from them this week. I'll probably do some more maybe in a week or two. I don't really know. I'll do more for sure. I enjoy it. I got some pretty cool cards from people. But even if I'm not planning on making the trades, I still like doing my drawings on artist trading cards. They can be kept in binders. There's sleeves that are for this size card. They're really for like baseball cards or whatever. But I just put them in binders and they're there, and I can kind of look at them and go through and look at my old drawings if I want inspiration, or kind of look at everything that I've done. It's, it kind of serves as a portfolio. So there's a lot of benefits to doing them other than just doing the trades if you're not really interested in making trades. So what I'm doing now is I'm adding my colors to the bandages of these mummies, the mummy. When using markers, I like to always try to use at least 2 colors. Sometimes with this craft paper tone cards, it soaks up the colors a little more than if you're using the white. But it's just kind of random. Mostly I just want to put some variation into the bandages, help them look a little, I don't know, little dirty, little tattered, and a little torn. Nothing, I'm not thinking too much about it. I'm just trying to put some variation in the bandages to kind of help them look like I don't want them to look too clean or too perfect. Like I said, this is finishing up from last week. This is the last one. At the end of the video, I'll show you all of them. I like working with markers. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but most of them are Bic. I have some Prismacolor that I've had for years. I like the variety of colors you can get with the more expensive markers. I mean, for gray, there's probably at least 20 different grays if you go with like a Prismacolor or something a little more high-end. The Bic, I think there's, I don't know, 2 or 3 different shades of gray. They don't have 50 shades of gray, that's for sure. But they have maybe, I don't know, 3, 4, I don't really know. But it's enough to get by, and they're cheaper. They last every bit as long, if not longer, than the more expensive markers. The only downfall is you don't have quite the variety available. And the other thing, possibly one of the only things I really don't like about them is most of the colors. I found some, but most of the colors you can't buy individually. You have to buy them in a pack. I'm talking about with the Bic markers. I have certain colors that I use more often than others, so of course they're going to run out before the other ones do. And if I want to replace that color, I have to buy a whole another pack of 24 or 48 or whatever that particular color is available in. And then of course you get all the other colors, which is fine, except there's certain colors that you're probably not going to use as often. So after a while, you're going to end up having a whole lot of extras of them. Which, I mean, they seem like they keep. I used to work with markers quite a bit before I was working at Jeep and didn't have any time. I did a lot of stuff with markers. I did a lot of graffiti art. And graffiti art is actually where I got started learning how to work with markers. And these markers are over 10 years old. I hadn't even touched them in at least 10 years. And there's still, most of them work just fine. And it doesn't matter whether they're the Sharpies, Bic. I have a lot of different brands that I've tried throughout the years. And some seem like they last better than others. And it actually seems like maybe the colors, whatever the pigment's made with, kind of determines more of the longevity of the shelf life of them. But, I mean, it is what it is. I like using markers. I've done some painting in the past. I've done some work with watercolors, color pencils, and I like the look of markers. I like working with them. I like the boldness of the colors and how bright they are. I do, obviously I'm using a colored pencil right now, just to kind of go in and add some white instead of leaving these areas brown. I could leave them brown if I wanted to. That would be fine. It's not going to hurt anything. It's just a matter of what you think looks better, what you prefer. You could try doing both. It doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of opinion. Like I said earlier, I think everything that we do with our art is a matter of our own opinion. And whatever you want to do, if somebody else doesn't like it, too bad. You do what you think looks good and what feels good and feels right. And if other people don't like it, that's their problem. I mean, do what you enjoy. I don't know, like I said, I don't understand the people that get online and bash other people's art and, oh, you're not very good, you need to practice more. Well, sure, we all need to practice more. That's what we're doing, right? That's why we're out here doing these drawings and working on stuff. And it's all about getting better, developing a style, finding a flow, finding time to relax. That's what we're out here doing, but you can't get better if you don't try. And you're not going to develop your style and really improve if you're afraid to try new things, step out of your comfort zone. You have to experiment a little bit, not be afraid to do things. I guess I should mention, for my white that I use over top of my color marker, I use a jelly roll. These work really well. I like them a lot. I don't know that the size necessarily matters. I think they come in different sizes. This is just what I happen to get. But so there you have it. There is my last mummy eye drawing for the 7-day challenge. I will show you all of them. So this one here, this was the first one that I did. Kind of boring. I do like how I colored the inside of the eyes a little more detailed. But then I just kind of experimented a little bit. Hopefully you can see all these. I'm using my phone for the live today, which I normally don't do. But trying to do some different things here. So these are my 7. That one was the first one that I did. And then I think maybe I did this one next. That one I don't think looks too much like a mummy. I did a couple, I think this one goes that way. I did a couple with some different types of eyes. This one was my favorite, so that one kind of inspired another one with a different color. But if I would have only stuck with one instead of doing the 7, this is the one I would have ended up with, and that's my least favorite. Although I think it's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But as I work through them, I developed kind of a style of what I liked and the way that I use the markers to color and kind of texture the bandages a little bit. So that's it. You guys can let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this, if you thought it was valuable, if you think I should do more of them. I apologize that it's early in the morning, but of course, you know, we're all going to be on different time zones and whatnot anyway, so I don't know how important the time is. I guess the time of day maybe would be a little more important. I have dedicated time in the morning that I work on my art and my drawings. I get up early and work on everything before I go into work. My evenings are a little more unpredictable, and oftentimes by the evening I'm just sort of worn out from the day and I don't have the motivation or the energy. But of course, you know, you guys can watch them on the replay. I might try doing some of these if you guys like them. I'll try doing some in the evenings. Maybe do them once a week or something. I don't really know. This was just something that's been on my mind that I thought might be beneficial. Maybe you guys would enjoy it, inspire you to do some of your own drawings for the challenges. So let me know. I would love to hear from you. Let me know if you think this is useful or not. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Make time to be creative. And don't let anybody bring you down. Enjoy what you do. Enjoy the process. Have fun and experiment. And do your thing. Have a great day. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.